We often say teaching is one of the few professions that shapes every other profession. Every person who has gone on to achieve was first shaped by brain builders. Their curiosity, their confidence, their foundation began in classrooms like yours. And let me ask you, how many of you can recall back a time of when a teacher really made a special impact on you as a person? Just raise your hand. Right, every hand, because those are the special teachers, right, that we hold dear to our heart. They are in our classrooms, all of these students today, and really we have so many different people who we are developing and building today. In your classrooms sit future doctors, salesmen, engineers, NGO directors, entrepreneurs, and maybe even the future president of India is sitting in one of your classrooms, right? And for those of you in international schools, maybe the president of another country is sitting in your classroom today. So it's why we come here together today. It's the earliest years. These years are not just play, they're foundation of everything that follows. The brain develops more rapidly between birth and age 6 than at any other time in life. And what children experience in these years is their sense of wonder, belonging, empathy, self-esteem, love for learning, and it's the scaffolding of the adults that they're going to become. And yet, for all of its importance, the early years education continues to face challenges. Fewer young people are choosing to enter teaching. The role is often misunderstood and undervalued, right? Which is why we now are not going to say we're teachers, but we're brain builders. Parents, and sometimes even schools, underestimate the depth and skill and knowledge that these brain builders must bring. And unlike many countries, in India we do lack government regulation for independent preschools. So while we are striving to work on that, we still know that many can open a preschool today, anywhere, including in your home. And while these schools are often started with the best intentions, the result is uneven. And consistency vary greatly. Children, the ones who deserve the very best, often face gaps in their foundation. So how do we support these preschools, their teams? How do we set new standards, new understanding, and strengthen community and strengthen understanding? So with many preschools, especially standalone ones, they often work in isolation with limited resources for training and collaboration. Other challenges? There are myths to be addressed. This includes the belief that teaching early childhood is easier than teaching higher grades, or that moving into older classes is somehow a promotion. And I've been asked that many times. Can I please be promoted to the next grade? It's a myth that we have to bust. Those of us here today know what research and experience both affirm. Early years teachers are not just brain builders of play. You're brain architects, right? You're foundation builders. You're the shapers of futures. And we know that empowering teachers is actually the fastest way to empower generations. Research affirms this truth. Improving teacher quality doesn't just change classrooms, it changes nations. Studies show that access to highly effective teachers, or brain builders, has an impact on long-term economic growth greater than policy interventions. Not to say we don't need those policy interventions, but in terms of impact, we know that highly effective teachers have the greatest impact. And teachers, brain builders, quite literally change the trajectory of societies. Consider this. UNESCO estimates that by 2030, the world will need an additional 44 million teachers to deliver quality education. It's not simply a numbers challenge. It's an alarm for what the world should value, that we need to train and empower brain builders everywhere. And there's tremendous work ahead in not just building this workforce, but in developing leaders, early childhood leaders who understand early childhood deeply. Strong early childhood leadership significantly supports learning, development, curricula, effective decision-making, and so on. Each generation of teachers or brain builders we can train impacts not just a classroom, but countless future students, magnifying the impact and the future of learning itself. So how can we respond to these challenges? At CHI Early Years, we've already begun by creating a flagship campus that sets a benchmark for high-quality education and community. But transformation cannot rest with one school, not ours, not yours. It requires all of us together to raise the stature of the profession, to share research-driven training, and to create opportunities for collaboration across the sector. This is why we created CHI Circle, the Center for Innovation, Research, Collaboration, Leadership, and Empowerment. So the name CHI Circle is a reminder that no teacher, no parent, no child should stand alone. A circle holds us together, and CHI means hand. Together, CHI Circle represents hands joined in joy and responsibility, the many hands that nurture a child. And it symbolizes connection, flowing both ways between teachers, families, and the wider community. CHI Circle was born from the belief that education thrives in relationships. When we work hand in hand, we create not only better classrooms, but a vibrant ecosystem of connection where educators feel empowered, families feel supported, and communities feel responsible for giving every child the best start. Just as our students are each unique, we recognize that you as brain builders are too. At CHI Circle, we ensure high-quality training that also honors your individuality, accessible, meaningful, and designed to meet you where you are. Let me ask you, how many of you believe that teaching becomes stronger when we learn and work together rather than in isolation? Right, exactly. Again, every hand. Because deep down, we all know it. Education thrives in connection, relationships. And that's exactly why we built CHI Circle. We offer opportunities for professional learning, connection, dialogue, research, and community engagement, all built around the belief that lasting change happens when the people shaping a child's world are supported, inspired, and empowered. This morning, I'm thrilled to announce our very first opportunity through CHI Circle, a 2-week online asynchronous course titled Unlocking the Power of Classroom Moments. Just like Dr. Swati said, right? It's those moments that really matter. And this is going to be offered in collaboration with the University of Melbourne, one of the world's leading universities, number 16, in fact, this year, and a top institution specifically in education. This course embodies our vision to transform global childhood development by empowering those who shape a child's world. And our mission, to nurture a vibrant ecosystem of connection where educators, families, and communities can learn, collaborate, and thrive in a changing world. Upon completion of the course, participants will receive a joint certificate issued by Chi Circle and the University of Melbourne. So during the break, I invite you to visit the Chi Circle table outside and to learn more about the course and other offerings that we have and how you can be part of the circle. Because transformation is not going to be done alone. We're going to work together. It thrives when teachers believe collectively that they can make a difference. When we thrive, children flourish. So as we begin today's conversations, I invite you to see yourself not just as participants, but as members of this circle, to walk away with connection, inspiration, joy, and a renewed sense of pride in the work that you do. So what you do is not just teaching, it's nation building, it is future shaping, and it's nothing less than extraordinary. Thank you.